What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's YouTube video, I'm going to go over newborn must-haves. Specifically, my newborn must-haves, because every baby is different. Every single baby is different. Like, you would think that a baby would have a pacifier, right? My child doesn't take a pacifier. So, your child might need other things that my child doesn't need. But my biggest tip to you guys is don't over splurge, I guess is what I've learned before your baby is born, because they might not even use the things that you think they might use. So once she got here, I'm using not necessarily all the things I bought. So these are like my must-haves that I use on the daily, literally the daily, what she sleeps in, what we use to avoid diaper rashes, all those kinds of things. So if you want to see what we use on the daily, then go ahead and just keep on watching. This is my first time filming with like my natural hair, which is crazy, like absolutely crazy. I'm like kind of like trying to hurry because she's sleeping in her swing. So I'm like, let's go, let's go, let's go. So one of the things that we use every day is her swing. I'll put a picture of it right here. The swing is like our holy grail. Like, she snaps in that. I use it. Sometimes she just likes to lay in it and just swing back and forth. I put her in that when I work out, and I just did, and that's how she fell asleep, and I've been able to get ready and film. So that is like one of my biggest things that I totally recommend getting and investing in. And you don't need to buy like a $200 swing. I think we got ours for $80 to $100. I'll find the price and I'll put everything down below too, and where you can get it, so that you're not like searching if you want the exact one. So I definitely recommend a swing. The next thing that we used, that we've literally used since like she was born, like the first week she was born, I started like laying her on it, is her play mat. Now it's like her favorite thing. She loves to wiggle and stretch on it, and just looking at the birdies, the little like mobile thing, it's her absolute favorite. I can lay her on it, she'll play on it for at least 20-30 minutes. As of right now, we'll do tummy time on it. The mirror she can look at has all these kinds of things that kind of distract her, and as she's going through like these development stages, she's starting to love it more and more. So, and it has a little music thing, so I definitely suggest a play mat. And once again, do not spend a fortune. Now I just spit. Do not spend a fortune. We got ours at Target for I think like $30-ish. I was looking at one that was like $80. Like, girl, you don't need to spend $80 on a playmat, okay? Like, whatever floats your boat, like totally. Like, if you want to spend $80 on a playmat, you do you. But I'm all about saving money, because this girl's going through diapers like no tomorrow, and she's going through her clothes like no tomorrow. So I'd rather spend money on those things than like a $30 playmat that she's totally fine with, you know? You feel me? And the next thing that she sleeps in, let's see if I can do this, that I've kind of talked about before, actually, you can probably see my pile over here, but is the Snuggle Me. Like, this thing, this is probably one of the most expensive things I bought. Okay, not the most expensive, her bassinet, which of course you need a bassinet, and I'll go over that in a minute. But this Snuggle Me, she sleeps in this at night. She sleeps right next to me, because when I thought she had acid reflux, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, it's in my last, I think my last video. I don't know which one, maybe not my last one, but the one before. It was really easy. We put a blanket under it to roll it up so it would elevate her. Like, not like this, but it would elevate her a little bit so she never ever spits up at night. And right now, it's the perfect thing. It's like a co-sleeper, and I think this is like $100-something, but they always have discounts, like 25% off. It might be like $120, something like that, but I got it for $100, and this was totally worth $100. When she was first born, I would stick this on the couch next to me so I could get work done, and she would just sleep in it. Now she's a little bit more picky, but she sleeps in this at night, and we go on like 4 to 7 hour stretches right now before she even wakes up. So get yourself a Snuggle Me. For newborns, I totally suggest it. I guess the DOCATOT, which I have not tried, which is more expensive, it doesn't hug them like the Snuggle Me does, which I find very important when they are a newborn. Maybe when she's older, I'll maybe invest into the DOCATOT. But for right now, if you are looking for something for your kid to sleep in and you are gonna co-sleep, kind of co-sleep, because she sleeps on her own and I just use this as a co-sleeper, I definitely suggest the Snuggle Me. It's one of the best investments you'll ever make. So what she was sleeping in before, I have right here, but it's so heavy, there's no way I can show you, but is the Halo Bassinet Swivel Sleeper. I really like this bassinet. I'm probably going to start putting her in that here pretty soon. Again, just so that it'll be the easiest way to transition her to the crib. So I am going to start putting her in that, but with the elevation thing that I was trying to do, she was slipping like down in the middle of the night. So the Snuggle Me came back into play. So, but this bassinet I got off of Amazon for $200, but I totally recommend it if you're looking for a bassinet. I love the mesh all around the sides because we started with a pack and play and then we put a mattress in it, like an infant mattress, and it covered the mesh. So I was like, this isn't gonna work. So we're gonna be selling that pack and play. It's never been used if you want a pack and play. But this one, amazing. The front bends down, so like in the middle of the night you could like grab your child out of there and it bends down and it moves like from side to side, like around town. Like it's totally perfect. Like I can still set her like right next to me. I can set it like on top of the mattress, and so she's still right next to me. If like you're kind of paranoid like I am, like, is she breathing? Like that's totally me. So I love that bassinet. I love it. She is gonna be transitioned to it soon. That's gonna be so hard for me. I don't know why, but it's gonna be hard. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, the next thing is a must have. Okay, all of these are must have, okay? Okay. Is a carrier. Now, I know there's like the Moby wraps and like those kind of things, but I cannot figure out how to wrap myself quick enough if she was screaming, okay? So if you got it down, Moby wrap, those things are great. But a carrier is the easiest thing for me. When my husband uses, he does the whole thing, but literally like you just snap these things right here and you can fold this down because when they're little they still have to face your chest, they can't face forward, and I just strap it on and I can get all my like chores done around the house, like the dishes, I can vacuum, I can do the laundry. Like she stays asleep in this thing. It's the absolute best thing. And if you're active like hiking and like to go out and do those things, like you're going to need a carrier. And this one, it is Infantino, is only $30. I was looking at all the other carriers and I'm just not about like spending like $80, $90 with something that she's probably gonna grow out of this transition. So once your kid is able to hold up their head and is just a little bit stronger, then you can face them forward. And then when they're even stronger, then you can stick this on your back. So it transitions as your baby grows, which is absolutely amazing. And when they're little, this little bottom thing right here snaps together so that it's a little bit smaller and it kind of lifts up their butt so they're not like sunken down in it. Now if you have a little baby, you could stick like a blanket under their butt and it would kind of push them up a little bit higher. Next thing that I 100% suggest, this needs to be washed, so don't judge me, but is a Velcro swaddle blanket. Like, this is the biggest lifesaver. Like in the middle of the night when you're like really tired, and if you have a baby who gets up every hour, every 2 hours, every half an hour, every 4 hours, whatever it is, you're still tired, you're still delirious. And if you're breastfeeding, you know, you're just up for a good hour. So anyways, this, we first started, like the first night she came home, we tried to just swaddle ourselves and it was not working. She was up every hour and I was like, hell no, we're not doing this again. So I knew of like Velcro swaddles obviously, and I would have started with this to begin with. It's so easy. You just plop them right in here, their feet go right here, and then you just bring this up and then you bring this side over and it Velcros to that, and then you bring that side over and then you're like, boop, done, and you throw them back in the crib or whatever they're sleeping in. It's the easiest thing, and you can get it extra tight as you need. Their arms fit in it. I have transitioned to just having her arms out so that when she does start rolling and those kinds of things, she will be able to use her arms to push herself back over. And I just think it's easier because then she'll be used to having her arms out. But when they are really, really little, the reflexes are like hitting themselves in the head, like punching themselves in the face, and that wakes them up. So I definitely suggest, you know, swaddle them, put their arms in there to keep them extra tight. And that works perfect. She's about to be out of these ones, and I got them at Target. and I think I got 2 for $30. But it is the Swaddle Me, and it's a small to medium, so once she reaches like 13 pounds, which is probably pretty close to like 2 pounds away, 2 to 3 pounds away, we just have to get a larger one, which we have. So, okay, now the next thing when it comes to breastfeeding, something that I use literally every second of every day is a BOPPY. This thing is a complete lifesaver, because if you're holding your baby like when you're out, you know, like at a restaurant or something like that, or just out on the town, and you're holding them and you're like, you know, trying to breastfeed, your arm and your shoulder and like your neck is like dying. And this thing totally you just strap it right here, stick them on, and latch them to the boob, and all is good. And it's just the best thing ever. I use it at night, I use it during the day obviously, but if I'm out and about, then no, I don't use it because I'm not going to carry this around too. So I totally 100% suggest that. And then another thing with breastfeeding, which I wish I would have started using earlier, and a lot of girls suggested it to me, but I just was being lazy and didn't order it. But I just cleaned this so it's kind of wet because I'm letting it dry. But is the Haka, I don't know. I mentioned it in my last like day in the life video, but this is seriously, if you are breastfeeding, invest $10. Like, it like varies from like $10 to $20 like I was saying, but this thing you just seriously like, and you just like boop, and it sticks onto your boob. Even when your baby's like kicking and they're a little bit older, it still stays on. I mean, sometimes it'll like come off, but it's really easy to just latch it back on, and you can use it as a pump as well. And I just absolutely love it, like, because I have a very strong letdown, and now she's getting older, so she's able to drink it without choking now, which is amazing. But I get like 2 ounces of milk that I was letting go before, 2 ounces of milk without even trying, and I was pumping and like trying to get 2 ounces of milk. Okay, so like this is like my ride or die right now, even though she's not drinking out of a bottle, so she's not even drinking my milk, so whatever, but we're working on it. Okay, we're working on it. Okay, one of the next things that I suggest getting when it comes to breastfeeding, when it comes to getting your baby out of the car and you don't want them to wake up from your nap because you gotta go grocery shopping, you gotta go shopping, you gotta get yourself some new clothes, whatever it is, I suggest a milk snob. This thing is a lifesaver. Like when she's sleeping and we need to go into the grocery store or something like that, I just slip it over her car seat and it keeps it like dark in there and she stays asleep. It's amazing. Or like if you're going to sit down at a restaurant or whatever it is, get yourself a milk snob. Seriously. And this is what I use when I breastfeed in public. You literally just plop it over your head and you go like this, and then you're able to check on her and like hold your baby right there, and who cares what people think. Whip that boobie out, you know, like your baby's got to eat. But this thing makes you feel a lot more comfortable with breastfeeding in public. We were at a fancy restaurant for Father's Day and I just felt a little like, am I allowed to whip out my boob here? But then, you know, then I thought to myself, like, why am I feeling insecure about it? You know what I mean? Like, my baby's got to eat. Would you rather have her screaming in this restaurant, or would you rather have her eating off the boobie? You'd probably rather have her eating off the boobie, okay? So, I definitely suggest a milk snob just because it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable with breastfeeding in public and those kinds of things. You just feel a little bit covered up, and it covers all the way down to your butt. So, like, you know, when your shirt's up, you're like, you know, your baby, you loose skin you got going on isn't hanging out or anything like that. So, suggest. The last thing I suggest, like, this is my holy grail, is coconut oil. Kind of a weird, like, baby must-have, but this little girl has not gotten a diaper rash, and I hear how common diaper rashes are, and I try to go the most natural route, and I put this on her every time I change her diaper, literally every time, so it keeps it nice and like moisturized down there, doesn't get dry and irritated and those kinds of things. And she has not gotten a diaper rash, and she's gonna be 8 weeks old this week, so we're doing good. Now, am I saying that she's never gonna get a diaper rash? No, she might, but I lather her in coconut oil literally all the time. This, for changing their diapers, you might find this weird, but I just get like Tupperware, so I have like a little Tupperware that I keep in our bedroom for at night. So when we change her, like once or twice throughout the night, I put some on, and then every time I change her during the day, I have some in her room, like right next to her changing pad. Now, like if we're out in public or something like that, obviously I don't bring coconut oil with me because it's summer and it would like melt all over in like her diaper bag. So I don't worry about it every time if we are out in public, but I do it like 99% of the time. So I suggest that if you're looking for something kind of a natural route, I know there's like diaper creams and powders and stuff now that definitely are natural, but coconut oil is working well for me right now, and I use it anyways on my skin, on my body. I use it on her body. Like, that's why we have a huge, massive Costco jar of it, because it's just absolutely amazing. So get yourself some coconut oil. That is going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so freaking stoked she slept through the whole thing. Hopefully I can go edit this now, but I don't want to get my hopes up. But I love you guys, and I seriously appreciate every single one of you, and I really am planning on doing a giveaway for any new mamas that are about to have a baby or anything like that. I am planning on getting rid of her newborn clothes, and for boys I want to go get a few newborn things too, because I don't want to leave those boy mamas out. So literally she did not wear her newborn clothes, like maybe like a week or two, and I asked my husband, I was like, should we get rid of these? And he's like, you're gonna want to buy new ones anyways once you have one. So I want to give these away while these things are like still in style, you know, not like 2 or 3 years later, because I know when I want another kid like in another 2 years, those clothes are gonna be out of style. So I want to get good use out of them for somebody. So that kind of is my plan. So if you are interested in getting some baby clothes, I have some newborn diapers as well that I want to get rid of. I want to give to somebody who is in need of them, who's about to have a baby girl or a baby boy. I'm going to do 2 giveaways. So if you are in need, comment down below, because I'm brewing up some type of thing that you're going to have to do to win this giveaway. So anyways, I'm done rambling. I love you guys. Love you, and appreciate you tons. Make sure you guys subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up, and do not forget to follow my social media. I am going to start posting mommy workouts on there, things you can do with the baby that you can get done in 15-20 minutes, because let's be honest, you do not have a lot of time. You don't, but you want to feel good, you want to feel great throughout the rest of the day, because those endorphins and just all those kinds of things. So if you are interested in that, then go ahead and follow me on over there. All the names are in the description box below. I love you guys, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye guys.